Beautiful people, most welcome to my channel. Most people are thinking, expressing and wondering, when is this whole soup of nonsense finally taking on an end? Let me tell you this, an end to the Matrix has already happened like 2 or 3 years ago. And this present condition was actually very, very beneficial for planting the light degrees of all universes back on the planet. Those in alignment with their source, their spark, their spirit, do feel these energies grounding more and more every day, because all the masters we have ever known are back on the planet, and they are reconstructing everything that was created by the atrocities of the Matrix and the human brain taking part in this. Now, when we are moving out of this Matrix, it is time we took our lives back into our hands to create a brand new reality. And many may say, but that's not easy, because I'm still attached to an old job. I'm still attached, to a spouse, to children, to former business leaders, to whatever. So creating liberation starts up, or has let's say a shooting boost from the point of balance you find yourself in, and then starting to reinstall your choices. In the Indian tradition, it's termed creating a brand new cradle for you, a life cradle in which you feel your own comfort, in which you make new choices, because blowing into total liberation starts off with creating peace within self, not having any opinion or judgment whatever about the outside world, but creating the inside anew. And that is where you start to boost yourself. From peace comes freedom. You create a new freedom when it comes to job choices. You create new freedom when it comes to choices regarding friendships. You create new freedom when it comes to business partners. And you create essentially new freedom for your children, which is going to matter a lot in 2022. I'm sorry, the sun is always haunting me when I record, no matter where I stand or where I go. It just pops up, so I'm part of the sunny energy. So think about the cradle, and create a new cradle that is very soft, that supports you, that is fused with the herbal kingdoms, with the elements, with flowers, that is fused with new education, that is fused with new choices. And so Spirit has been guiding me actually in explaining that when we go back to authenticity and we start to see our multi-dimensional creator capabilities, and moving from the astrological nonsense of a birth chart that cuts you down in the ego system, and move that up into the unification system that is universal, we can break those cords that cut us down and brought us in the matrix. Everybody was born within that particular paradigm, and now we have all systems running smoothly to boost your energies out of it. And we can also connect with all the masters on this plane. We can even, if working, for example, in a crystalline grid system, we can easily ground these energies beyond the matrix. And I don't know what the sun is doing with me. However, I cannot avoid it, so I settle in with it. It's the sun for everybody, right? There's not much sun these days, but when it pops, it's very, very potent and has brand new batteries loaded to it when moving with your life-giving properties, which is essentially your sunstream. Let me know what kind of sunscreen do you wear. It usually is one of the first 12 creator ways making up the 144 bodies around the energy fields. If you are aware of it or not, doesn't really matter at this time. But you are aware that you are in a psychological field that needs a review, right? You are giving a lot of opportunities now in the awakening process, because there's never been such a strong, potent time that the universe has had the opportunity to ground the light energies while everybody was busy conforming to something that is a shot in the body. I will never not get a shot, that is for sure. Like, why would I give my freedom away to some source of force that has nothing but betrayal and lies? I stand in my truth and will evaluate myself upon my truth, and so can you. Because when moving into peace, from there on you can move into freedom, and from freedom into complete liberation. These steps are necessary to get you there. So what is your sunstream? Because it's going to assist you all the way to thrive into your authenticity and your universal essence. So grounding essentially your spark self in the body, which is what people call your guardian angel that can speak to you 24/7 if it is back in the heart. When the heart expands and moves into divine will versus free will, because free will cracked everybody into pieces. It cracked your source connection. We all had a source stone on top of the midbrain, you know, that can look inside out like through a crystal ball that was installed, so we can reinstall it to go back into that authenticity. So how do we thrive above that? It is starting out with saying no to the system, because all it wants to do is separate you from other people and keep you in the home environment that may be killing you, because we are social beings. We need to socialize and gather or get to know new people all of the time in order to keep our mentality, psychology, and living joyful vibrations into, let's say, a new platform of human life in which health, wealth, and joy is actually primordial. So it's essential for growth in evolution. So everybody that is on the planet at this present time is invited actually, or was grounded on the planet in the first place, to assist the transitory projects and trajectory of the planet back into living light. So many, with everything that is going on, especially children and youth, we need to take responsibility for our children. Children are coming home from school crying it out. getting depressed. Their mental health is so low at this time because they cannot understand what is happening. Children are asking their parents, why am I being forced to do something I do not want and to do something you as a parent do not even want from me? And so parents are speechless at times, which I understand. I have but one answer: keep your children at home and find a solution. So many new businesses are exploding, digital businesses, online businesses, you know, and I think everybody has the capacity to do something very creative with your point of interest. I also believe, as part of the solution, to that we could, like, if we have a gathering of 20 parents with children of the same age, create a sort of educational platform in the home and let each parent of these 20 parents teach at their home one of the 20 days uh, within 1 month. So you have a bunch of 20 children in your home, for example, right? And these children go to another home for 20 days. And so that creates a new type of socialization. Of course, each parent should have some educational uh, capability with their field of interest. Some could teach them mathematics, some could teach a language, some could teach the arts, some could teach mental, psychological transitions. There is, you know, we need those new educational systems anyways. So what are we waiting for? Schools are holding back. Schools are feeding our children with things we oftentimes do not know about. They just give them anything because we don't know what kind of words come out of the mouth of teachers. And some schools are even paid for bringing atrocious content, malfunctioning content to our children. And that is, yeah, it's detrimental to create or find some solution in community building. So, because all they want is create the separation, although we all know it's the age of unification, and unification depends on our own strength, our responsibility, our actions, our reactions, how we think inside out, and how we can think in the bigger picture and create a picture, a new vision for the community, and start something out via social media, email, conferences. There's so many things we can do. So that is actually what will come true. And I understand it's very hard for many parents to take responsibility, how to act, what to do. Not everybody is on the same mental platform of strength to do so. So the next incoming energies, especially now, so that is the Capricorn energy, that's pure strength into 2022 and the whole year through, that will stream through to get you there. If you work with light energies, things are going to be very easy because you can definitely move into your authenticity that is available for everybody. So if you don't know how to work with creative energies or with the 12 first rays, creating that pillar of light, and from there on we move into light waves and start to communicate with many species, galaxies, universal species, the animal kingdom, and especially the elements. So the separation or the breaking down of Earth needs to be understood in the first place. So we broke down our own health by breaking down the ecological system. So let's look at the purification of the ocean. Let's start purifying the Earth. let's take ourselves into the degree of a new education. So I have a lot of courses out there, like a 15-week total transitional course into light, in where you start to see inside out, because the matrix never allowed to see anything. And when we get that out of our brains and we clear the eyes, the physical eyes, and then open up the third eye and work with that in meditation with many other energies, and knowing how to transition, rewire, clear out your consciousness from all the old cycles that basically broke everybody somehow, somewhere, or which maybe for some people may have been a traumatic lifelong experience. So moving out of trauma, from trauma into joy, takes transition, right? And that is where I will guide you with this course. I also give private seminars, because they work a lot faster, as I can dig into your personal chart and bring you what you need at a particular time. So moving first into a light environment, then in an celestial and universal body, and what that means when grounding your own spark self and being continuously in connection with your source guidance. That is the ultimate goal, because you get creative instincts and messages all of the time. So no matter your intuition, it just, opens up through your brains. And that is the beauty of authenticity, light consciousness. So we are returning from the matrix into light earth. And so it means that the crystalline embodiments and crystalline grids are under and above the matrix. And so what is happening now is that we are starting to squeeze us. Will it be for free? No. Simply no. They exist, but your body needs to align to that high frequency that requires purification within the body, purification within mentality, purification within psychology, purification within your spiritual body, up to a certain level, to a point in which you have no more judgment, no more opinion about anything. Because if you have, you cannot enter that plateau that reigns on, let's say, between the sixth and seventh dimension. The sixth, we already moved in the fifth and sixth. The sixth dimension is where you start to purify, peel off the old layers, the pain, the mental pain, the experiences, traumatic experiences, no matter what they were, or some even have experienced a lot of mental abuse from birth on. So there is essentially a lot to clear. And that is taking responsibility in the first place to clear yourselves out. Then you can say no, because your word is important. Your presence on the earth is important. And it's time we start to appreciate each other a lot more. And I think that is also part, the beauty or the learning zone from what is going on for a few years now, is that we start to appreciate each other a lot more, right? We start to value nature a lot more. We start to bring true value a lot more to the animal kingdom, instead of killing them and eating their pain, so to speak, because they all, when they are being killed, they experience pain, stress, trauma, and that is what you eat if you eat animals. I'm not judging anyone, just saying challenge yourself this year, because it's not going to take years before you can not even um, stand in alignment with animal food. It's gonna make you so nauseous that you will have to change yourself in order to move forward and bring yourself into a brand new life. So, because in the cosmos there is an axis position, and your body has an axis, and that universal axis is going to merge when you align to it, and it's going to transition your entire life. So those moving with light configurations, or like we do in meditation, will move very, very quickly in the open golden doors, the golden pathway that is open for everybody, and that will assist everybody. What is going to happen with those that are resistant and stubborn to change, or are still sleeping, although the awakening has been going on for such a long time? Well, it's not my point of interest, because I know whatever is negative and dense will grow to be more negative and dense, and so you'll experience the same stuff. Whatever is light, joy, purity, beauty, communication, gathering, community building, creative consciousness, willing to see the best within everybody and gathering together, even in your home, you know. They don't know it outside, we do it another way. We find solutions together that you will have a great life. So just the alignment. So let me see what the Indian traditions say here. Oh boy, that's the field of, yeah, abundance, prosperity, and success will manifest actually the ideas that come um, from creating new medicine bundles. New medicine bundles, you will be required, or it would be great if you would move or create a medicine bundle for your health. Start out vegan next year, start out juicing every day and have loads of water, and start with some sort of meditational alignment to eliminate all the former old cycle that created trauma, selfishness, and the degrees of ego. Because, you know, moving into the light of self requires the movement into spirit self versus ego, or the old soul self. So that is the bridge we are making into the Aquarian age, and we all can do it. So there's so much inspiration and assistance. So let me know, what color is your sunstream? You might as well just meditate every day, just with your sunstream, and fuse that with a good dose of gold. So you could be, let's say, white gold. You could be blue gold. You could be, third color is the sunlight, so yellow gold. You could be lavender gold. You could be green gold, orange gold, pink gold, red gold, dark purple gold, copper gold, black gold, and the invisible ray. So one of these 12 is your particular sunstream. I would certainly sit in meditation and invite your particular color that pertains to the sun. So let me know what your sunstream is. I'm very interested, because every sunstream has a particular type of consciousness connected to it. And that is very interesting to know how that transitions with you. So we need to create new educational systems for children in the first place. Give them good food, give them juices, you know, raise them with healthy foods that contain 0% sugars and wheat. These two products are the worst on the planet. And so for me, when I talk for myself, there's 99% of food I cannot buy in supermarkets anymore, because it is synthetic, pure synthetics, and synthetics just kill you over and over. It has so many additives, there's hardly anything left. So what do I eat? Pure vegetables, many juices, quinoa and rice pasta or corn pasta, which is good as long as it doesn't contain any wheat. And so we can grow very creative, creating new breakfasts for children and youth, like eliminating cereal and replacing that with many fruits, with quinoa and fruits, or quinoa and some vegetables. And there's so many ideas. I mean, it's quoted on YouTube with recipes. So maybe just create a medicine bundle to start out your vegan challenge in 2022. Create a medicine bundle for your fitness. A light body requires fitness every day. Without fitness, the body starts to crumble. The body needs as much fitness as it needs food and healthy juices and water, you know, and so many good things are there. In the first place, I have made a lot of videos about the purification of the air. If you still breathe the matrix in your system, that is what you become. If you breathe the crystalline goods and crystalline light engines, you can breathe in like for 10 minutes or longer without having to catch your breath. So the breathing system flows inside out, through the crown, through the root, and into your all organic system. It requires the transition from synthetics into pure foods and some fasting and some connection to your source and your commitment to what you have been grounded for, that is the assistance with everybody to ground crystalline goods and override the matrix. So there is a starting point for everybody, and that is so beautiful. So, and then from there on, which I have in my 15 weeks courses, we transition the skeletal structure, we transition the blood circulation, we transition the skin. I mean, I only turned out to be 60 right now, right? I'm more fit than anyone age 20 or 30 or 40 even. And, you know, I only need like 4 or 5 hours of sleep. And that is because of the light energies, and you can all do so. You know, I never get tired, except when there's high energies or transitory energies, like now the transition from 2021 into 2022. I feel that the solstice wheels very much rising. And so when I need a bit of sleep, I take that bit of sleep, and that is it. Apart from that, I want to be very, very inspirative, give people new things to start working with. Create a medicine wheel for to take in more herbs, fresh herbs, and grow them yourself. So I'll make a video that is very inspiring on each item, and from which you can choose little things. Like if you can start out a fitness program like 5 or 10 minutes a day and then grow upon that ladder. You start to juice every day a little bit and then grow upon that. And then you create a medicine bundle for your own education. Once we stop educating ourselves, programs are massive. We can teach ourselves languages. We can teach ourselves creative engines. We can become an artist. We can become an educator. We can create a blog and you know, be inspirative for people. We can create new community. There's so much we can do, and you know, it depends on your interest. What are you interested in? What is your highest level of attraction to creating? And you can start from there on. So create a medicine bundle for each facet of your life. And if you can do that and open that, I have this book, it's Manifesto Consciousness, Create a Brand New Consciousness for 2022. 22. So you'll be guided. It's a workbook to write down all everything that matters on every aspect. So it's very interesting because it has a very large introduction how to set up the energy fields in meditation so you can receive your own data, your own messages from your source and your spirit. So that is great to have, because if you think what I want to do is separate people from the origin and beauty of health and wealth, because otherwise health would be for free, right? Wealth would be for free. Like if we create a system, work together, everybody has equal monies, that is an overload, more than we ever need, then a system needs to come into balance. So what is your specialty with a particular element? For example, which element do you love most? Is it the ethers? Is it water? Is it the fire engines? These are going to rise brilliantly from 2022 on. The fire engines and how to build them in your body. So if you don't know where to start and really would like to have a new start and say, like, the outside world is not going to end to try to kill your brains, to kill your life until you become a slave to the system. Turn it around and become a creator that says no, the stop sign to everything. You say, no, I have respect for my essence, I have respect for my embodiment, I have respect for my spirit, and that is where you start to change your whole life, actually, and you start to thrive for something that is worth thriving for. So I want you to choose one item which for which you would really like to work in your life. That is an item that creates passion. If you think about it, for example, you're interested in the film industry, but you think that, you cannot be an actor or a script writer or putting together movies or whatever, or be a voice in the movies. There's so many interesting things. You start with that because you can do it. Start looking things up, start to educate yourself. I think there is a platform, if anybody interested in the film industry, because they are going to be strong, they're going to be uplifted. More like we need uplifting songs, and so that medium, it is stage 32, I believe, and you can join them online. And it's great because we have loads and loads of creators over there, those writing books, wanting a voice. You want a role in the film industry, for example, or whatever it is. It's very interesting. So let me know what your passion is. Let me know where you struggle with. If you don't know really where to start out, and if you're afraid or still streaming in worthiness, self-criticism, self-sabotage, and all those lower vibrations. So we don't have time for that. Neither do you. So catapult it out of your body and stream in something that feeds you. Solutions have always been there, especially now. If we can see the great opportunity that was granted by the universe with this whole shot thing or mask thing, is that people have been granted the chance to self-support self and to awaken to something that was going on for millions of years. So we are stopping that process. Imagine how important your life is. You are important. You import energies that are needed for certain people on the planet. So create relationships, friendships, and business people that feed you and feed them back. Be equal. So run away from exhausting energies and create energies that really that make you think, that appreciate you, that have respect for you. Anything less, you blow it away, okay? So here to thrive into the new creator, and as nothing is going to be stopped, there is going to be a killing point to what is going on, and that will have a turnaround in education and especially in health. People, you know, they I think some people are going to buy looking glasses to really understand, like, have I been fooled so much for such a long time? You just agree and you turn it around and don't give it any more consciousness, especially not if it kills you, right? You all are beautiful gentlemen and ladies, so stick to it no matter your situation. You have a brain, and become your own media in the thinking platform, okay? So one card that's from my creator cards. So my art cards, I don't know, most people know them. I've been creating them myself. These are Wise mentor cards from modern day Ascension. So I have them also in the description box. Wowie. It is, I am respected. No more neurological neglect. I love this card number 3. It's absolute grounding. So what we see is a male, female respect coming back that has been quilled. We see the orange ray created engines. We see the omnipotent universe behind it that opens up any capacity when meditating with it. And number 3 is the absolute opening into this brand new world. So this is a very, very potent card, which is connected to the element air. It cannot be any other way, because 2022 is the age where the air opens up and stops the earth component. So the air is going to flow, the air is going to blow. It's the Aquarian time, Aquarius, the swift changes, making the bridge into light, telling it like it is, all that vibration. So, and especially the equality between man and woman, equality between races, equality between ages, jobs, equality in mental capacity, equality in being a human, and equality that we need an equality from being highly neglected throughout many ages, or which I may possibly turn the dark ages. So entering the Aquarian age and communication on equal grounds will not allow the atrocities of any mental states of consciousness that will make anyone feel less than. Less than is not allowed anymore. Do stick it in your brains. You are equal, and equal worth, respect, and integrity is what you want, and it's the only thing you will allow. Right? From there on, you can change anything. So it is not an acceptable, actually, mathematical equation, for we cannot move into the higher fields of unification versus the separation field that they wanted to create. It's not gonna work. It's not gonna come true. Believe me on my word. We are going to rise like a strong population, or communification. So the word communication and unification makes up communification, and the power of the word that is already eliminating consciousness. It still stands on the lower ground. So this is of course a very, very grand or huge transition for every human being. So the male and female partnerships need to move in out of the old affiliations, as if any relationship was already labeled before it came into creation. So women will not take any disrespectful grounds anymore, including mental and physical abuse, rudeness, incivility, humiliating discourses, impoliteness, name it. So, I am respected means it opens the route into standing your ground and not allow any lower frequency to enter your life. So to thrive in 2022 means you need to stand your ground on anything that comes on your platform. So starting to heal yourself from lower vibration will automatically bring healing and clearing in old relationships, in old ways of consumerism, in old ways of education. We need to come back into a platform in which we start to think again instead of letting the internet think for us, right? So the divine can never align high-level data when all data stands in the way. Dig it. When all data stands in the way, high-level data cannot enter. So it's crucial for everybody to delete the data through light configurations. So you just apply light formulas into any body part, the glandular system, the nervous system, the bones, name it. If you don't know how to do it, there is a lot of videos that explain, or in the description box, a lot of courses or individual one-on-one seminars even. And so that will give you a good go in becoming a master in the healing arts. That's what I teach. You get a certificate, a certified mastery healing course. So being a master in the healing arts is going to be needed a lot, as the healing from mental trauma, psychological trauma, physical trauma is not going to be healed by the pharmaceutical industries any longer, because they proved they didn't have any knowledge, right? What is proven is what is taking on a new ground, okay? So neurological neglect also comes down to not respecting how your nervous system works, because everything we do, everything we say, everything that we experience acts through our nervous systems. It gets embedded, it sticks to it. So if you allow the outside world and what it says, that is what your cells are continually consuming, eating, thinking about. If you don't consume anything, then you can open up your own capacity on the higher thinking levels and becoming your own psychologist in creation with great character and mentality. So when doing that through meditation practices and good discipline with physical, mental, psychological health, we can really transform very quickly these days with the right applications, of course. And the design actually shows us we are living in the black omnipotent universe. Where is this card? It's flowing inside out. Yeah, I love it. It's beautiful, isn't it? Like, yeah. And so the orange ray represents the creator unlimited state of consciousness, and that is where we move into. So get inspirited by yourself. How I do it? I've been training myself 20 years now in meditation, training my consciousness to delete everything I experienced in childhood and my youth. I transformed it, and from it, like just aligning to my source with a kaleidoscope of colors. Breathing, when you breathe in these colors, they have consciousness attached to it. That is what you learn in the courses. So if you want, for example, more knowledge, what you breathe through is the green way, for example, with the gold. You breathe that through and you command it to settle, for example, in the pituitary gland. And when that explodes, these ideas come automatically. That is how consciousness works. And that is why the new way of medicating is meditation, but in communication with the light languages, the masters, and hearing the telepathic wavelengths through your brain all of the time. So you communicate on the same level with everybody, with all species, like you do when having somebody physical near you. So how funny, how joyful can that get? That is what happens to me all the time. When I come on the videos, I never prepare. I just take my cell phone and I start recording what pops up into my brains, and that is the easy way. Some term it intuitive inspirations, whatever. But I'm a psychologist. I'm an animal behavior psychologist. I work a lot with children, with youth, any problematic static. So I work one-on-one. So if you have any problems with your children, youth, addictions, name it, or just want a review of your life, that is what I do in individual sessions, and I heal it out immediately as well if you want that, right? So I will never do anything you don't want. So there is so much more to it. So you can only attract what you are with the many lessons you are willing to learn. So how to move out of the old system is moving out of you, basically moving out of your old system, the old cycles. So what Ascension is about, how you can comprehend it. I've written a book that is out of the old into the gold. A brand new book you can download for free. It's all about the matrix. It's about the crystalline grids, how to build it, what works, what does not. It's a true story in communication with somebody I met online. So it's very, very interesting. Just look it up. It's all there, and I hope you find my videos inspiring, and I hope to grow to at least a few thousand subscribers from here on. So thank you so much for liking, subscribing, clicking the bell, and be notified when I come online. So I'm going to stream through many videos from now on. And once I hit this 1,000 subscribers, for those commenting, I will choose one person a month who will get a free session one-on-one with me, regardless which item they choose. Okay, so thank you so much. It was lovely to be for you, and thank you so much for your comments. Thank you.